Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to The Bachelor latest news. As The Bachelor season 29 nears its end, I can't say I'm sad to see it go. Lead Grant Ellis had everything going for him, and I had high hopes for his return after his The Bachelorette season 21 elimination. Grant is a former professional basketball player and day trader in Houston. He's sensitive and kind, and he's been vulnerable about the trauma he faced having a father who struggled with addiction. Grant considers himself a lone wolf, and it seems that his time on The Bachelor season 29 will finally bring an end to his lifetime of loneliness. Unfortunately, Grant's season has been unexpectedly dull. He comes across as unfocused and indecisive, which prevents him from establishing a clear frontrunner. All of Grant's dates followed the same pattern of a perfect evening that was entirely forgotten by the next day. As the season winds down, I'm realizing Grant's inherent kindness prevents him from being the type of lead we need, and my focus is already shifting to the next season. As Grant struggled to find his footing, the burden fell on the women to keep things interesting. The drama began early in the season with Zoe McGrady's brazen decision to whisk Grant away during a group date, resulting in the other women teaming up against her. Carolina Quixano soon followed the same pattern, demanding Grant's time and becoming defensive and hostile when confronted. While the Carolina drama continued until her Week 5 elimination, not much kept the season interesting. Even Rose Somke's self-elimination was anticlimactic. The season's lackluster vibe was a direct result of Grant's failure to establish deep bonds with any of the women. All their fights were therefore theoretical, focusing on the potential time they'd lost with Grant instead of the strength of their real connections. Part of Grant's challenge was his inability to preserve the integrity of the Bachelor's process. He allowed women to steal him away, creating an imbalance in their ability to access him. Grant's failure to speak up during these moments resulted in the offenders being essentially rewarded by getting extra time with him. This unequal distribution of quality time contributed to Grant's lack of deep connections. Zoe advanced to hometowns without ever receiving a one-on-one date with Grant. While he claimed he was confident about his feelings for her without a solo date, it felt awkward to see them attempt to connect for the first time so far into the competition. I'm unsure how Grant can expect to find true love if he doesn't fully engage in the experience. Grant's kindness makes him likable, but it also contributes to his downfall as a lead. He appears terrified of hurting anybody, but unfortunately, I think he underestimated how essential broken hearts are to the nature of The Bachelor. Grant can't progress without some hard feelings. I suspect he's afraid to let the viewers, or even himself, know which direction he's going in out of fear of the consequences. The trailer for the season 29 finale confirms that Grant will continue to second-guess himself in the minutes leading up to the final rose ceremony. It's hard to get invested in a story with the knowledge that even the lead feels completely unsure. Grant has wonderful potential as a husband, but he's not the best fit for The Bachelor. With Grant and viewers struggling to make it through the season, I, for one, am glad it's almost over. The Bachelor franchise will soon have someone new running the popular reality TV series, as showrunners Claire Freeland and Bennett Graebner are leaving. According to Deadline, the showrunners are among many staff departures due to allegations of a hostile work environment. Other notable people who left the franchise include co-executive producers Michael Margolis and Keely Booth, who exited the show in early March. Freeland and Graebner, along with Jason Ehrlich, have worked on The Bachelor since 2023, following the departure of the show's creator, Mike Fleiss. Deadline reported that they're currently negotiating their exit with Warner Bros. TV. Meanwhile, their lawyer commented on the accusations made against the showrunners last month, denying the allegations. Freeland and Graebner have years of production experience working on The Bachelor Nation. Freeland was an executive producer for Storage Wars Canada before entering the franchise as an executive producer in The Bachelorette Canada in 2016. Since then, she has worked on The Bachelor Canada, Bachelor in Paradise Canada, and then worked on the US iterations of the franchise, starting with The Golden Bachelor in 2023. Meanwhile, Graebner was a supervising producer for The Bachelorette, Ashley and JP's wedding in 2012, then worked on a handful of The Bachelor TV specials, miniseries, and extras before becoming the franchise's showrunner. The toxic and hostile workplace allegations against The Bachelor began following the events of Gen Tran's season of The Bachelorette, which aired last year. Aside from the numerous controversies that surrounded the show, it was alleged by former staff members that the showrunners ran the franchise with fear, recounting incidents of verbal and mental abuse, mind games, and lack of communication from the show's leaders, according to Deadline. Meanwhile, other staffers alleged that Freeland and Graebner were passive-aggressive towards the crew and were ignoring senior members of the production team. Warner Bros. Television Group has left a comment to Deadline about these complaints, stating that it takes a healthy workplace culture and safe production environment incredibly seriously, and that it has made meaningful improvements to its on-set policies and practices. Deadline reported that many crew members exited the program after it was announced that The Bachelorette would skip a season and not air at its traditional summer spot following The Bachelor Season 29. This cancellation significantly impacted the production crew, many of whom were informed that they were no longer employed in the franchise. Replacing The Bachelorette slot will be Bachelor in Paradise, featuring a new showrunner, Scott Teddy, and new crew members working behind the scenes. Then give your opinion in the comment box and stay with us by subscribing the channel. Thank you.